Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Software Inc. Alpha 10. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back with Nerdrosoft, where things are going very, very well indeed. You'll have seen in the time-lapse at the start of the episode that we built a little something-something. That little something-something is a building entirely dedicated to the 113-person OS team, which we finally have. They are working, they are doing their thing, and they have the building all to themselves, and I'm so happy with this. We built it in a live stream, in case you're curious. You won't have seen the construction of the building itself. You will have seen the furnishing in the time-lapse there, but let's have a tour, shall we? Both sides of the building are the same. They're just flipped around a little bit, so we really only need to look at one of them. You have your lobby, which is relatively empty. You know, there's not a lot in there, but you have your lobby area. We have some seating, and then some bathrooms back here as well. There's some water coolers on either side, and if we go to the left, we have our kitchen and our canteen, and on the other side, we have our lounge, and then we have this empty room here. I don't know what to do with that room. I have no idea what to do with that room. So we'll figure that out eventually. For the time being, it's going to be completely empty. Going upstairs, we have some of our development space. We have room for marketers here on the OS team. And then room for programmers on the other side, with a bit of a meeting space in between. And it's the same on the other side of the building, of course, except for designers and artists. So again, you know, all pretty much the same. Going up from there, we have room for the operating system team leader, as well as some server rooms, and each room is for one server. And then we have a few larger meeting rooms at the ends there. And then going up from that, we have our utilities, as well as a small sort of open-air lounge area, which I thought would be really nice to have in there. So that's basically what's going on with that building. And at the moment, we have the OS team actually working on NSOS Mobile, which I do believe is ready to push into beta. So let's go ahead and just see some reviews of NSOS Mobile. And let's also see here, 28.6, 5.3, 29, and 12. Okay, let's go ahead and get some outsourced reviews of NS Vision 2 as well, and see what people have to say about that. And The Legend of Brian, I believe, is also ready to push forward, so let's get some outsourced reviews of The Legend of Brian as well, and just see what people happen to think of everything that we're currently working on. So NSOS Mobile is a 7.5 currently. NS Vision 2 is an 8.9. And Legend of Brian is a 6.1. So we'll hold on to Brian a little bit. But I think we can probably go ahead and push Vision 2 into beta. And I think we can do the same with NSOS Mobile as well. Bug Blocker, on the other hand, is going to take some time, so we'll just sort of let everybody sit and do their thing. But what we could totally do is actually start working on another operating system. We could start working on a console operating system. I don't think we've got anything else that we can add to a phone operating system yet. Let's actually do a computer operating system. Let's do NSOS. Let's do a follow-up to it. And it's going to be NSOS. Actually, you know what? Let's move on from... No, let's keep it. No, let's not do NSOS X either, because that can be the console one. This can be NSOS 2000. This is going to be a version that hopefully releases sometime after the year 2000. So let's give it to the OS team. Let's give it 64-bit, auto-updating, HD audio, all of that stuff. It is going to run on our internal hosting, and the SCM is going to be Dev 1. And this is apparently going to take approximately 2 years with those numbers. So I think we can maybe price it, price-wise, £100 seems fine. Let's start developing NSOS 2000. and we'll see how that ends up playing out. Hopefully very, very well. Hopefully very, very well indeed. I realize as well, I didn't show you the basement. We have a lot of printing space down here. We have the ability, I think, to print 1.1 million units in a month. So I think we'll be fine. I think we're gonna do all right. We are still getting 3.7 million every month from Nerdsoft Football, which is fantastic news. And we're getting through bugs on NSOS-M and NS Vision 2 as well quite nicely there. I am wondering, can I port anything to NSOS-M? Is that a thing we can do? Apparently not. I don't know what we can do for it. What about Chaos Engine? Can we port that to the mobile operating system? Apparently not. We can port it to those operating systems though, so we are going to do that just to get a few more sales. Wave Studio Pro, we can port to those operating systems as well. Let's sort by release date real quick here. Let's see. Vision 3D, can we port it to... Yeah, we can port it to a couple of different things here to get some money from that as well. And then the original Vision, can we port it to anything at all? We totally can. So there we go. We'll get that all ported to different systems just to get a little bit of additional funding for the company here, which I think will be really, really good stuff. Got the 4 porting jobs queued up there. And it's been a while since we put out a 3D editor. It has been a while, but I'm not really going to stress too much about that. I don't think there's any real need to worry there. I think we'll be fine. Another 3.9 million on football. We should probably look into release dates for things like NSOS-M. And honestly, I'm thinking we maybe say the release date is going to be... Let's try and say January of 99. I think that'll be fine. Gives us 9 months. So January of 99. Vision 2 can be, let's say, December of this year. And then we could go ahead and say, I mean, Bug Blocker we're going to hold off on for a while. This right here, I mean, we could probably throw the priority of that up a little bit. Not that I think increasing the priority is going to do anything. It's not like the designers are doing other things right now. Let's go ahead and just increase the priority on a few of these as well. Just to try and get those all done a little bit quicker. So they'll focus on one, and then the next one, then the next one, and then the next one. Of course, everyone's working on research as well, which is apparently taking a while, but I would assume that with the team we have, we can do it relatively quickly. I would hope so, anyway. Let's see here. So 83 bugs. When do we want to start marketing these things? That's the question. I'm thinking maybe September? September might be the best time to start marketing things like NSOS-M and Vision 2. Also, let's see what we're going to be doing monetarily speaking here with those ports. We're at 250 million and we're at 253 million. Really? We just did a bunch of porting and apparently made nothing. That's a little disappointing, but not entirely unexpected either, so we'll not stress too much about it. Fanny Nelson is not comfortable. The job is not fulfilling. Really? So Fanny Nelson is the leader of the OS team and is apparently very uncomfortable. I mean, your room isn't terrible. Your room is not terrible, and you hired everyone on your team, so you not feeling comfortable is entirely your own fault. Not like it's not like I did anything about it, you know? So I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. I feel like it's not entirely my fault or my doing, so you know, if you don't feel comfortable in your own team, fire some of them and go elsewhere. Anyway, let's go ahead and develop NSOS 2000. And the code needed for it is going to be, let's see here, 73.4. So that is going to take a while. That is absolutely going to take a little while to do. But that's all right. That's no big deal whatsoever. We can totally do that. 2.9 million there on football. Yeah, we can totally get that code done. It is July, so we'll hold off. We're still not going to market Vision 2 or NSOSM. I guess we could. I guess we could do some press releases at least. So NSOSM is going to be given to, let's just say those two teams for marketing. And Vision 2 can be the same. So pictures, video, two teams, go do it. So they can work on the marketing for both of those. We'll release the press releases. Vision 2 got a few followers. NSOSM, ridiculous numbers of followers there. So let's start hyping both of them to make sure we don't start losing followers. So there we go. We're going with the hype as well. And we'll go ahead and just minimize the marketing on both of those for the time being. We can also almost patent liquid simulation, which is amazing news. Very, very excited about that. Employees are unhappy with the job. Yeah, I mean, they will be. They absolutely will be. It's August, so let's go ahead and see. Do we want to put out a press release? Not a press release, a press build of Vision 2 and NSOSM yet? I really don't know if we do. I mean, the thing is, we've probably started marketing a little bit too early for both of them. That's the thing. I really love that building. I really, really like how that building turned out. We probably did start marketing a little bit too soon for both of them. Oh, let's go ahead and patent that. There we go. And porting is about to be done there as well. Fantastic. Yeah, so marketing was probably started a bit soon. We are going to start losing some followers here and there, but what we can do is dump out a press build of both of them. And we'll see what exactly ends up happening. Hopefully good things. I also want to just check here. 1.9 million on football, 400,000 Chaos Engine, and Vision 3D also getting some decent sales there as well. Some money coming in across the board for all of them. Definitely not going to complain there. Definitely not going to complain at all. So what I think we're going to do is, let's see here. Press build has been reviewed. Over 10,000 followers in NSOSM. That's really good news and climbing rapidly. Climbing really, really rapidly there. We might have a success on our hands with that. We might have a success on our hands with that. I wonder if we can maybe... If we can keep the follower count that high for the launch, that's going to be amazing. It is still climbing, and it's only a couple of months out. Vision 2 releases next month as well, so both of these pieces of software could do really good things for us. Oh, hello. You feel uncomfortable still? That's a little annoying. It's a little annoying that the team leader isn't happy in the team. You know, again, like I said, you hired everybody. You know, you've really only got yourself to blame. Now I am noticing that NSOSM is now losing followers, but I think we can manage to stay, you know, with a decent amount of them, right? Hopefully we can keep a decent number of followers for launch. Let's at least launch Vision 2 here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start a marketing campaign. We'll do both teams for that. We'll say, let's say 25,000 for the marketing there. And we'll order 250,000 copies just for that initial push. And then what we can do is say that we want to start printing copies of Vision 2. The maximum in stock at any one time should be 250,000. So that should do the job. We have a few in storage, which is great. And I do believe we have an opportunity here to make some good money. I mean, what's the quality of Vision 2? I didn't look at that. Great. It's great quality. Okay. Okay. Great quality is great news. What else have we got releasing? That's actually something we should probably look at here. So, I mean, have we got any operating system? There's a phone operating system there is releasing next December, which is fine. In terms of general releases, we have a phone operating system there that was good, did make some money. Vision 2 is it competing with anything? Not really. It is a 2D editor, though. You know, it is a 2D editor, so maybe what we should do is look into getting another 3D editor going. So let's see. Let's use Vision 2 to start working on a 3D editor. It is going to be a follow-up to Vision 3D, which I guess is going to be Nerdosoft Vision 3D X, because of course it is. And let's see if we can just give it absolutely everything, because this... Oh, that doesn't unlock until 2000, right. Okay, so that's interesting. There is going to be something else that we need to unlock. That's all right. This is going to run on the interior or the internal hosting server, and then SCM is going to be Dev 1. We can give this to the core team, and we can say that this is going to run on... It could run on NSOS 2000, but I think what we'll do is we'll put it on the next, and then we'll port it to everything at some point. So the code units are 41.9. If we add another operating system, if we do that, do the code units go up? 43.9? Okay, what if we add a couple more here? 46.9. So they don't go up by much. So let's just do that. It's apparently going to take more than a year. We'll just start development on that. And we're about to see if NS Vision 2 makes money. Does it make money? Please make money. Come on. 2.4 million. 2.4 million. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. We also have more research on the go here, so let's see what we can nab before someone else gets it. Shadows. Yeah, research that. Absolutely. Give it to everybody. So shadows. And NSOSM is ready to release as well, so let's release it. Let's absolutely release it. We're going to start a marketing campaign. It's going to have 30,000 in the marketing budget, and we're going to order 500,000 copies. And then we're going to start printing copies as well. Now, it's great as well, which is fantastic news. We'll start printing copies. We'll say the maximum on that is going to be 250,000. Actually, let's maybe say 500,000. So there we go. We'll start printing copies of that as well. And we're going to find out what happens. Absolutely going to find out what happens. We got some good profit last month, which is amazing, amazing news. I do believe the OS team is technically not working on anything right now other than some research, which apparently went super quickly. Super quickly indeed. Legend of Brian, I think, is ready to move into beta. So let's promote that. And we'll keep it in beta for a while. I realize my game devs aren't really doing much either, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Let's start marketing this as well. This can release in June of this year. So 5 months, that's fine. We can put out some pictures, put out some video. We can also put out a press build. I know it's early, but I don't think it's going to be a bestseller for us. I also want to look and see, can we port... I mean, what can we make for NSOSM? You know? What can we do for it? So NSOS, we can port to you. 2000, we can port to that. What can we make for a mobile operating system in 1999? 2D editor? Audio tools? I mean, it's not in there either, so maybe we can't do anything for it yet? Definitely possible. I think we'll just wait. I think we're just going to wait and see what happens. Let's go ahead and release that for the Legend of Brian. Apparently did nothing for it, which is fair enough. It's entirely possible that no one's even using the operating systems that it's going to be running on. But let's see here. Where are we looking? Where are we looking? NSOS-M. Let's move it up to there. Let's move Vision to there. Minimize both. And NSOS-M is... Let's also just move... Can we just move some of the support stuff as well? Let me just pause for a second while arranging things here. NSOS cancel support. NSOS-M, we're not going to cancel that. Vision 2, we're not going to cancel that. NSOS-M, how much money are we looking at here? £48,000. Good lord, that's bad. Vision 2 made nothing. The supported operating systems for NS Vision 2 no longer have anyone to sell to. Okay. Let's just get that ported real quick. So, to all of those. Absolutely port that. Is there anything we can make for NSOS-M? I actually have got no idea. I didn't really think about this. Image rendering. No. All right. What about like a game engine? Can we put that on? We can do a game engine on the mobile operating system. So let's do everything that we can to build a game engine for our mobile operating system. And then I guess we can start making mobile games. Doesn't have 3D rendering, which our operating system doesn't have either. So that's fine. Let's use Vision 2 and Wave Studio Pro, perhaps. It is old, but let's try this. This can be outstanding. We don't have many consumers that we're going to reach. This is apparently going to take less than a year. And I think this is going to be a follow-up to Chaos Engine, which is going to be... This is going to be Chaos Engine Mobile. So Chaos Engine M. This is risky. I think this is a little risky doing doing what we're doing here. Give it 2D rendering. Give it all of that stuff that we can give it. Can't do 3D rendering. That's worrying, actually, because I think Chaos Engine did have 3D rendering. So maybe this isn't going to be... This maybe isn't going to be a... Maybe this shouldn't be a follow-up. It's going to be an original IP. And it's going to be... let's call it, like... Rocket. Sure. Rocket. We'll call it Rocket. And we're spelling it weird because we can. We'll do 2 T's. So Rocket is going to be a game engine for mobile games. And it's going to cost £30. Sure. Sure, we'll do that. Give it a Game Dev 1. And start developing. And yeah, it's actually going fairly quickly there. Which is great news. Let's also make that a priority so we can get the porting done nice and quickly. But I do think getting Rocket onto NSOS-M could be a really good idea. Because I really would like to see some units move there. That'd be nice. 33,000, 2,800,000. Ugh. Oh, hold on. This is ready to develop momentarily. There we go. So NS Vision 3DX is ready to go. Rocket is ready to go. And Brian is coming close to its launch date, which is good. As for this, it's getting there. Bug Blocker is actually quite far out, so we'll not worry too much about that. And then Rocket is going to recommend 20.5 and 4.5, so we'll let everybody sort of work on that and do their thing. Getting some decent money from some older pieces of software there. Not bad. Not bad at all. NSOS-M still, it's going to lose money. NS Vision 2, 10 million. 10 million last month. Good Lord. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm also realizing NSOS was £250. Is that possibly why it didn't sell? Can we change the price? Because that would be lovely. You know, changing the price of it to be like, hey, you know what? Let's say that this shouldn't have been that much. Because it definitely shouldn't have been £250. I think that's part of the problem we had with it. Definitely think that's part of the problem we had with it. But whatever the case, Brian is going to release, not next month, the month after. Hopefully it'll be good. Because I think what we're going to do after it releases is we're going to set up some project management for our game dev teams. Or at least game dev 1 is working on that. Can we reassign this to game dev 2? So that game dev 1 can focus on Legend of Brian? What are we looking at here? 12 million on Vision 2. Good Lord. Good Lord. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. How are we looking here? 43, 44. That's getting coded really quickly. Which is beautiful, beautiful news. It is worth mentioning we do still have our team over here, right? We do still have our core team over there. But at the minute, not gonna stress too much about them. It's all about the operating system team today. So 12 million is going to go to what exactly? 10 million. Another 10 million. Okay. The Legend of Brian is ready to release. It has no followers whatsoever. So we'll release it. We'll start a marketing campaign. We'll do 15,000 per month. And we'll order some copies. Let's order 250,000 copies, which is fairly standard. And let's say Legend of Brian, it is good. It's not terrible. Not a terrible game. We can start printing, and we'll say the maximum for that can be 100,000. So there we go. 100,000, it'll start printing. We're over 300 million pounds right now. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm so disappointed that NSOS M hasn't sold anything. I'm so disappointed that didn't sell anything at all. Well, I mean, it did, but it didn't sell much, is what I should say. Maybe Brian will sell. We could maybe set up some porting for that as well. See if we can put it onto some other popular systems. So let's put Legend of Brian on all those systems. Let's move Vision 2 onto NSOS 2000. No. Microsoft Football, can it be moved onto anything? Yeah, a couple of systems there to move it onto. Chaos Engine. We got a NSOS 2000 to move it onto. Wave Studio Pro. NSOS 2000 as well. Vision 3D. What about you? 2000 as well. Okay. I mean, at least all of our old software can run on our new operating system. That's nice to know. And let's see here. Legend of Brian. Let's move it up there so we can see it. How much are we looking at for Legend of Brian? Give me some money. Give me some money. Absolutely nothing. And Vision 2 just dropped off. Massively. Savings account. What is this? Someone retired. All right. You got paid nothing. I realized because we've never put any money into our savings account. Let's put 100 million in there. Let's do 103,833,200. There we go. So that'll get some interest eventually. Unfortunately, it's, you know, bad timing for Reed Chapman. But well, you know, it happens. It happens, I suppose. Legend of Brian, what do they say about it? So, no one knows this in the gaming market. It's respectable. Okay, it's okay for the price. Don't expect it to sell well. Yeah, that's kind of how it's looking. Let's port Brian over to some different systems there. and see if that ends up doing some good stuff for us. Hopefully it does. It'd be really nice to see some money. We actually apparently lost money this month, which is a little concerning. Also can't keep up with support for Nerdsoft Football, which kind of makes sense. We have a tiny little support team right now, so probably want to expand that a little bit. Legend of Brian, 2 million there. Vision is apparently losing us money now, which is concerning, but at least Brian actually brought in 2 million there. Let's see, 3DX is a while away from launch. 2000 is getting close to being able to move into beta. Bug Blocker probably a while out as well, and Rocket is actually doing all right there. It's actually doing all right. Let's make sure that Rocket is the priority for that game dev team, though. Because I would like to get some games onto the mobile operating system. I think that could be a big thing to do. I think that could be a good way to sell that operating system. Maybe. Maybe. Legend of Brian bringing in 2.1. Football bringing in 3 million there. Not bad at all. Definitely not bad at all. Good lord. Oh, you're still unhappy? Seriously? Come on. Get out of here, Fanny. Enough of the unhappiness. It's getting a bit tiring. There's Football ported, and there is Brian ported as well. Okay, so we should be looking at some good money coming in next month. Excellent, excellent news. Right, well, where do our priorities lie at this point? So Vision still has active users. Chaos Engine still has active users. We probably need to expand the support team. Because the support team, I believe, is currently that little room. So maybe we should change some of the space up here to have a larger space for a larger support team. That could definitely be something we want to look into. That could definitely be something we want to look into, but I don't know. I don't know where to put a support team. Honestly, giving them their own building as well could be an idea. Legend of Brian, 5.7 million. Good lord. Good lord. I don't know when NSOS 2000 is going to come out. Let's rename it to... I don't know when it's going to... Probably 2002 is when that'll come out. Let's do... I don't know what to... I really don't know what to call it. Because 2000 I don't think works. It's not going to release in 2000. It'll be 2001 at the earliest. We could call it Millennium Edition. You know what? Let's rename it. NSOS is going to be rebranded. Doors. Because of course it is. It's just going to be Doors. That's all it is. Nerdsoft Doors. Which I think, you know, after the failure that was the original Nerdsoft operating system, we probably do want to completely rebrand it. So, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Definitely kind of makes sense. Now, let's see here. 5.6 million goes to 3.1 and nothing on football there. Legend of Brian does not meet demand, really. Legend of Brian does not meet demand. Yeah, I guess in a way it doesn't. Quite a few refunds coming in there. Actually, a little bit worried about that. I think that is largely down to the support team not being able to look after it. I really do think we need to expand that support team. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's probably what we're going to want to focus on very, very soon. We're probably going to want to look into getting more numbers in there. But for the time being, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly for watching. This has been Software Inc. Alpha 10 Part 8, I do believe. It has been a pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.